I'll tell you a little bit about Mexico. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with this. Taco Tuesdays, tequila, the pyramids, mariachis. But I don't know if Mexico has invented a lot of stuff. The color TV came from here, the jetpack came from here, and as you're probably well aware, there's a lot of areas where Mexicans are very hard workers. And we wanted to show that software engineering was an area where we could specialize.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Nice to see everybody. We have a nice big crowd here this morning.
Sonia's here.
Sonia's here.
Sparkly Sonia.
Gosh, I think all the organizers are here. So if you haven't already done so, please check in. You can use the barcode, QR code to check in. Or you can just go to 1millioncups.com, find our community, and there's the ability to check in there as well. I know sometimes the Android phones don't work with this QR code for some reason.
No, it's true.
So welcome to 1 Million Cups. Our mission is to lower the barrier of access to education, resources, and connections for all new and aspiring entrepreneurs throughout the U.S. Our national and local mission is that working towards creating a consistent program for each 1 Million Cups presenter nationwide, and also highlighting the uniqueness and value proposition to our local startup community. Not just nationwide today, it's also internationally because our speaker is from Mexico. So I'm really excited about that. Here's the Southwest region of 1 Million Cups. You'll notice that there's only 1 Million Cups in all of the state of New Mexico. That makes us the best. And we like that. Our key pillars, and this is really important for those of you who might want to get up here and present. These are presentations, not pitches. We don't come up here and pitch for money or pitch for clients. This is more about telling the story of the founder and the entrepreneur, right? So we want to hear about your journey. Why did you start this company? Who makes up your team? How do you make money? But most importantly, what are some challenges that you're dealing with that the community here can help you overcome? And that's why we're here. We have a local mission, basically the same. Anybody can apply to present. Kaufman's rules are in business 5 years or less, product or service in market. Over a year ago, though, we had a community gathering during a 1 Million Cups when we didn't have a presenter. And we decided we wanted to be a little bit more open to startups who didn't have product or service in market, so concept phase. And we have seen a couple of those in the last year or so. So we welcome those as well. Here's our organizing team. We have Paul Sauter, myself, Lisa Adkins, Eric Renz Whitmore, Adam Sparks-Brechtel is here. He's in the back. Sonia just walked in, and Keiko and Oscar are they're joined at the hip, so we put them together. Oscar's here today, and they're helping us with the videos, and I really appreciate and love that they're helping me with that. Here's our sponsors, Fat Pie BBQ. This is our host for 1 Million Cups. We've got Jason Collin Photography, our photographer. More Than Organized, Miri Mortiz-Aquino provides our green foundation for sustainable living. Franklin provides our coffee. Noventum, our awesome donut sponsor. So if you haven't already gotten a donut, they're in the back. Minutemen Press, we've got Carrie. She's our new printing sponsor. And then Vive Solutions, when they come, on the weeks that they come, they provide fruit and tea. So thanks for joining us. This is a short link to the Albuquerque community site of 1 Million Cups. And I'm going to let Eric take over because he coached our presenter.
Excellent. I am so happy to be here. I'm going to stand on the thing. So yeah, like Lisa mentioned, first of all, my name is Eric Renz. I work for the city of Santa Fe. Oh yeah. Love it. I should come back here more often. Let's see. So yeah, I was excited to see an international submission, although Santiago has presented at 1 Million Cups before. And I think it's really interesting because we get to see how companies in other countries work. We've involved in some nearshoring here in Albuquerque. Sometimes we want to keep it, close to where we are, and city of Albuquerque and others have really been interested in building our relationships with Mexico. So I thought this is a good opportunity to talk with a potential colleague, potential collaborator, who's not all that far from us. So yeah, without any further ado, I'll ask Santiago to add his video, and I will step out of the way. Great to see you. Thanks.
Hi, first of all, I would like to thank you all for the time. Eric has been great with the coaching and everything, although I've already presented at 1 Million Cups before. He's truly being one of the most involved partners I've worked with in this. So I know we're short on time, so I'll start sharing my screen, present to you guys our company, Devstar, that was founded a little bit before the pandemic. We started this company as a way to provide nearshoring of engineers to the US and to empower Mexican engineers. And I'll get a little bit more on that, on how much engineers are here and how Mexico, not being one of the top leading tech environments of the world, we wanted them to work well with the best, and the best companies that are doing software engineering are in the US. Francisco, Juan Pablo, and myself founded the company. Francisco and myself have been working for the past 10 years. We started our company as a lobbying firm, helping US companies come into Mexico. So let's say you want to sell something in the Mexican market, or you want to bring something from the Mexican market to the US. That's our area of specialty. So given this, a friend of ours, well, a friend of Francisco's who lives in St. Louis, Missouri, asked us, hey, could I be able, it was a startup, they didn't have a lot of capital, and software engineering got very, very expensive during the pandemic, mainly because, Google, Facebook, and all the big giants were paying insane wages. So he asked us if we were able to find quality down here to help his company, which I'm very happy to say that he just sold. So apparently we eventually did a very good job. So we started the company that way. Juan Pablo joined us because he's more on the software engineering side. He has a background in industrial engineering. As you can see, JP is a little bit younger than us, but it gives a very great freshness into what we had been doing. Like I said, we're a company that specializes in software engineering, from development or staffing, whatever your needs may be. But our main goal was to integrate our engineers seamlessly into your organizations, truly make them feel like they belong in your companies, like we'd like to say here, really put the hat on. I'll tell you a little bit about Mexico. I'm sure, you guys are very familiar with this, Taco Tuesdays, tequila, the pyramids, mariachis. But I don't know if, Mexico has invented a lot of stuff. The color TV came from here, the jetpack came from here. And as you're probably well aware, there's a lot of areas where Mexicans are very hard workers. And we wanted to show that software engineering was an area where we could specialize. Every year in Mexico, there's 130,000 graduates that do software engineering. We have an almost exact overlap with the US, 7 to 8 hours. As of now, we surpassed China as the #1 US trade partner. And I'm probably sure you've heard a lot about the nearshoring. Tesla's putting a factory down here, and we have like almost every major US company that have branch offices here. Just as a reference, a 3.5-hour flight to Orlando, 2-hour flight from Houston. So like Eric said, we're, very fairly close. What we saw from the US side and staffing, mainly in India is, and other Asian countries, is the talent pool it was important for us that the recruitment was not only vetted through their skills, but also aligned with their culture. We as Mexicans share, well, not sure, but we're very, very familiar with the US culture. How do the US companies like to work? And what we needed to also do is, since they're remote workers, have performance management, be security compliant with the US laws and regulations. We're next week I need to go to Houston, where we're going to have our LLC in place for companies who are more traditional and required. And the other thing that we saw is turnover was a mess for all entrepreneurs. You know, you had an engineer from the Ukraine, it was 1 month and then he was out. So we're very proud to say that almost all our engineers on board for at least a year. They're very happy working for the US, and they're mainly very happy because they're getting the best experience they have in their world, which is working with US companies. This is a little bit of how we would do. Like I said, the most important thing would be understanding your objectives. If we're not aligned with what your main goal is, it doesn't matter if I send you the best coder in the world. We strive to find the best fit, not only technologically, but also who wants to be a part of your success. We present the candidates, you guys interview them, and then they become an entire full-time employee in the case that you require them as such. And we will have reinforcement. So let's say that you have a great engineer, but his English skills are a little bit lacking. We'll pay for the upskilling so they can continue. So we're more on the human side of the business, trying to empower these people, because we've seen that when we do this, a lot of the engineers, just by word of mouth, and their customers are just referring to the next one, because they want to work for a company that treats them well. I mean, in the end, I think we all want that. This is a little bit of what we do. Like we said, we try to align the cultural fit with the top scoring code, and that's how we thrive. You might find a guy who's a perfect cultural fit, but closer here, and he would be okay. Because if he wants to work for a company that's a startup, and not just the money, he wants to be involved in this process, that also gives a lot of power. There's no worth in having somebody that's going to have a turnover in 2 months, even if he's great at what he does. In the end, the process needs to be taken up. What we've done, we partnered with two of the top Latam universities, one which is actually an all-female software engineering company that they're doing amazing work here down in Mexico. And the other one is one of the top software engineers. We've built a database of 20,000 candidates with advanced English and engineering skills. We've worked with software as a service, EdTech, data intelligence. We right now have customers in St. Louis, Houston, and New York. I haven't updated this. I'm happy to say after one of our 1 million cups, somebody was in need, and we're going to be opening a customer in Orlando. And we're saving roughly 145,000 with teams over 5 engineers to our customers. So when you're a startup, that money can be spent in helping your business grow. What challenges are we facing? There's a lot of companies that do this. They do it massively. They don't care a lot about the customers. So getting that message across is something that we're actively trying to do. We're obviously reinvesting in our proprietary and commercial tools to attract talent and help them grow as well. We're trying to improve our employee value proposition. The Mexican fiscal system is extremely convoluted. So we're always trying to find new ways where our engineers can make a better living here. Our marketing, like I said, is we're trying to try to communicate how a long-term partner who cares about both your goals and the engineers, how it has a better impact than just hiring massively. How to build top products despite that tighter budget. I've heard from people, hey, you just have 10K. Here in Mexico with 10K, we can do wonders. Competitive advantages, something that we also need to address, why we, like I said, as taking care of our partners and our customers makes the process more efficient. That's basically Devstar at a nutshell. I know the time's a little bit short, but I'd like to thank you all for your time. And if you have any questions, please feel free.
We'll take
Excellent, thank you. I was good, yeah. Come on up. Let's see if you've got questions, go ahead and do the line. If you're online, please go ahead and let us know you have a question. We'll bring you up on stage, so to speak. One first question I want to ask, and I've got a couple myself, but I'll just ask the first one. One of the things I'd love to get is a little bit more of your story. What was it that brought you into this position? How did you get involved with software to begin with, or running companies, that kind of stuff? What was that journey?
Well, like I said, that journey began when we started helping companies come to the US. We've helped companies from the medical side of the business. And when our friend asked us to find some of our engineers, we had a conversation with a couple of friends who actually do that. And we saw that they were very underpaid, and software engineering or IT here in Mexico was not valued as it should be. So speaking with them, they introduced us to Juan Pablo, where we saw the opportunity to create a market for them, to create something that was a little bit better. So in the end, yes, it started as a business and in the hopes of doing this, but our focus has changed a lot more on the human side. As software engineering goes for me, I had absolutely no idea. I'm an industrial engineer from the university, but I had like one semester of coding, a coding class, and that was as far as I go. So it's a very interesting world. I had to read a lot. Obviously, Juan Pablo, who has the background, knows way more than I do, but it was a matter of learning everything, learning that from learning intellectual property, which was one of the key aspects in this, and legally speaking, how we were going to protect U.S. companies on their intellectual property. So, like I said, it's not how I got it. It was just one of those things that I got thrown into the rodeo, and I had to grab the bull by the horns. That so to speak.
Hi, great presentation. My name is Marlene Brown. And how do people find you?
Well, we do marketing on LinkedIn, Google Ads, but to be honest, it's been word of mouth, going to trade shows, presenting here to guys like you, like 1 Million Cups. I would like to add something, as if you guys need something from the Mexican side, we're always open to connect you with somebody. Mexico might be very big, but it's a very small community. So marketing, word of mouth, that's pretty much how we do, and doing trade shows. Word of mouth has been the best thing that's worked for us.
All right, thanks.
We'll go next to Sue Polosny online.
Trying to unmute, there we go. Great presentation. Really interesting in terms of your stats. We need engineers here. And I'm constantly hearing a call out for engineers. So it would be good to know what their specialties are, the people you're working with, and how we might align you. I put in the chat, for example, I know Curia is still hiring engineers right now.
Okay. As per specialties goes, I've been requested anywhere from a Java engineer, sort of a standard run-of-the-mill back-end, front-end, all the way to Solidity engineers, blockchain and such. So we really don't, on our pool of 20,000, I would say there's probably not a single engineer that we face that we haven't been able to find. To be honest, Java, we can find 2,000 in a matter of a week. 2,000 profiles that we need to obviously vet and align into your needs. But Solidity, we were only able to find 3 that were a perfect fit for them. But that's a very, very specific type of language.
Okay. Thank you.
But yeah, I would love to, if you have a need, we would love to get there. I do have, we do have a list with all the languages and on all the specifications that we can reach, but it would be a matter of getting to know your needs and getting to know specifically the company.
So we would have your contact information. Eric, can you
Yeah,
put that in the chat?
Yeah, of course. I'll put my email here and I'll send my LinkedIn on the same one, so you
Super.
so you guys can have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Campbell. I was just interested. I've done a few of the work that I've done or outsourced to overseas companies or to different countries. I've noticed a big issue with the language barrier. So I was just interested to know about, the people that you're able to connect for these guys. A lot of the cost savings can be done by going overseas, but then you get introduced that language barrier that makes it a little bit difficult with that working relationship. So just kind of interested to see if you guys kind of mitigate that, or if the people that you're able to connect are, fluent in English, or what that looks like for you.
Yeah, that's a great question, and that's something that we face a lot. The first partner that we had their engineers in India, and as you said, the language barrier is something that you do have to get around. Most of the engineers that we have are very aligned with U.S. culture. They probably, all of them, are able to communicate. You might have some issues. Some of the start sort of like I have, but they're able to put the point across and make it so that you're able to work with them fluidly. Even more so when they're reading and writing. So email for them is a little bit easier than speaking. The pronunciation might be an issue, but they're going to be able to get the message across. All of our engineers have to be. We have a standardized test here in Mexico called the TOEFL. I don't know if you have it in the U.S. Well, you don't need it, obviously, but it's what we use here in Mexico to apply for universities in the U.S. It's like a pre-screening. So we do have them, and they have to assess over 70%.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Santiago, my name's Lisa. I run this co-working space that we're in here, and my partner founded a coding boot camp here in Albuquerque, and he ultimately sold it to the local community college. But we had a trip to Mexico at the request of my boss, Stuart Rose. And I think we were in Guadalajara, and we wanted to set up a coding boot camp, and we were working with the local universities, and it was the best trip ever. I don't speak Spanish. My partner speaks a little bit of Spanish, and we were trying to navigate these meetings with people at the universities, and it was really hard, but it was also really fun. I love Mexico. Where are you from, by the way? I'm just curious. Where do you live?
I'm from Mexico City, born and raised.
Yeah, awesome. I would love to, I'll reach out to you on LinkedIn. I don't think those ideas are actually dead. There may still be opportunities there. And if I were going to offshore any software development, I would definitely do it near shore to Mexico. So I'm thankful to have met you today.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lisa. And as I said, we're always on the side of helping out. I know you've been to Guadalajara. We have a very, very strong alliance with one of the biggest universities here in Mexico. It's called Universidad Anáhuac in Mexico City. Like I said, Mexico might be very big, but it's a very small community. I would love to, they're always looking to partner with people in the US to do new stuff. They do have a software engineering program. So if you're interested, hit me up on LinkedIn and we'll set up a meeting with the guys here. At least that coding bootcamp, if you're interested, you can take it again down here again.
Yeah, great, thanks. Do you have any other questions? Anybody in house? Anybody online?
Last call. See anything else there? Let's see. So just in case, I'll walk very slowly.
Yeah.
Let's see. So yeah, that was great. Really appreciate the dialogue here this morning. Santiago, I believe, oh, he knows the best tacos in town. All right,
Have to know them.
all right, so that sounds good for,
I'm
who signed up for a trip?
I'm done.
Okay, good, a couple
For
of us.
sure. I love Mexico. I want to retire there.
So speaking of tacos, maybe, we've got two final questions for you. One is red or green, referring to chilies. Do you have preferences? I'm not even sure if that's the way you run with chilies.
Well, for me, it would be. It's kind of hard. It's more based on, for us Mexicans, it's more based on the sauce.
Yeah.
And the sauce is completely dependent on the type of taco. So if I were to have a tongue taco, I'm gonna have a red chili. If I'm gonna have a steak taco, I'm gonna have a green chili. But I'm pretty sure my taste buds, being Mexican, are completely screwed by now. So I do need a little bit more on the yellow side, on the habanero side.
All right, a very nuanced answer. Really appreciate that. I think we've already covered this, but just to give you maybe a last chance, is there anything that we as a community here in Albuquerque can do to help you and your company continue to grow?
Well, if you ever, like we say here, this, I've always been networking. I've been networking my whole life. So either you hear something about software engineering, or you happen to have a friend who wants to understand how the Mexican system works, we're always open to help people out. So my take from this, and again, I really appreciate your guys' time, is don't just see us as a software partner, just see us as a Mexican friend who can help you with whatever you guys need.
Love it. Well, thank you very much. Another maybe round of applause for our presenter.
Thank you very much.
We got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I think we have some new faces. I think we have some new
Maybe
faces.
wants and needs we could do.
Let's see. Who would like to join us who hasn't necessarily been here before? Boy, I see some other returning folks whose faces we haven't seen. So yes, if you're relatively new here, I'd encourage you to come up. Also, if you have a fairly quick ask, wants or needs, we'd love to do that as well. We're going to try and keep these under 30 seconds. I'm just kidding. Try and keep it under 2 minutes, and I think we'll be good. So yeah, let's hear a little bit about you.
Hello. My name is Sarah Ringel. I am new here first time. I actually know about this through Paul. I went to school with his wife.
Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you very much. I am a professional photographer. I also have a degree in marketing and advertising. Just recently, literally a week today, the company I was working for, and I was the lead photographer there and did some marketing and advertising actually went under. So I had been curious about you guys this whole time and happy to be here and get to know everyone and see where we can go from there.
The Tech Council has a marketing position open. Before you leave, I'll show it to you if you're interested.
Fantastic. All right.
Hello, everyone. I'm not new. You all know me, but I'm Danielle with Conscious Crossroads End of Life Services. And I want to give a huge shout out to Oscar and Keikoa with Legacy Family Documentaries. So if you go to my website at deathdouladanielle.com, there's a little thumbnail of a promo video that they did. You can play it and expand it. It's only a minute and a half long, but it's really good. And I'm so grateful. So thank you. They came out to the house and shot it, produced it, and it's fantastic. So Oscar and Keikoa, thank you.
Newbies. I see a couple more newbies. I don't think you've ever been here. Come on up. Anybody else new?
Like shy doesn't work for us.
Yeah, you're new. So we want to hear it. Just come up and introduce yourself. Tell us how you heard about 1 Million Cups.
Hey everybody, I'm Zach Wickstrom. Kicking off my startup, it's called Breadcrumbs. Basically, the mission is to help everyday people get paid for their personal data. Like large tech companies are stealing your data. It's the most valuable resource in the world. And so that doesn't really seem fair. And that's kind of the problem that we're attacking. My friend Evan Rons told me about this meeting and said it would probably be a cool resource. So I thought I'd come check it out.
We've been talking via email. Now I know.
Yeah, good to meet you in person.
Nice to meet you. I'll help you apply.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Elizabeth Sun. I am fairly new to New Mexico. I came here from Arizona. I spent 20 years or so in the tech space. I'm trying to find an opportunity that has to do with marketing and technology. And I was hoping to be able to meet somebody here to network and to find out about any marketing opportunities.
The Tech Council has a marketing.
I
know. I'll give you the link.
Okay.
Anybody else? How about needs? Hi, Franklin. Anybody have a want or a need or a shout out? Hi.
Wants and needs, I kind of don't try and mix those up. I'm just going to shout out for the Sprouting Kitchen. I met Fallon through her presentation here, and tonight, this afternoon, I'm going to my first event. She and I have communicated when I was in Costa Rica. I have a farm here, so we're going to pull a few turnips out of the ground, but I'm going to her first event that she's hosting at a homestead out near me in Corrales. So that's a connection I made.
What's the Sprouting Kitchen?
She's a chef and a nutritionist, and she teaches cooking classes. And in the summer, she does it at the farms. I've taken our cooking classes. They're amazing. They're so much fun.
Sometimes she offers them at bars, but I thought this being out on someone's farm would be a real experience. So, and I've invited her to come to my farm and present one. So we'll pitch that if her advise about that.
Present.
Okay, that's all.
Awesome. Anybody else?
All right.
I have a complicated ask and it takes 6 minutes, so come next week and I'll give it to you.
Paul's our presenter next week.
Dates are up. Yes.
Anybody else?
Jeff has something.
Hi, everyone. So if you haven't met me before, Jeff Barge, I'm the program director, follow entrepreneurship at C&M Ingenuity. I'm just letting you know that your Jason Collin Photography is going to be offering a free headshot day for small businesses within the incorporated city of Albuquerque on July 17th. I'm working on getting the registration page up today, but if you go to activatenm.com/events, you'll see that posted later today, so you can register. We have only a limited number of slots. So, but we want everybody looking sharp and good. So come and get your free, fresh and professional headshot from Jason Collin.
Jason's doing my family photos tomorrow. Big crew. It's going to be fun. We're going to bring up the list of events that I have. Great. So Sandy always shares her founder syndicate events, and there are 2 more left in the month of June. Is today the 21st? Yeah, so tonight there's a hike. That sounds like fun. If you want to go on a hike with some founders, go ahead and visit that link. And on the 27th, there's a dog-friendly Founders Syndicate Social at Ex Novo. You can register using the link provided. We have the continuation of our leadership series with Jason Barnett, and I think that's tomorrow here at Pape BBQ at noon. We'd love it if you'd register on Eventbrite using that link. The New Mexico Small Business Assistance Program is going to give an update. If anybody doesn't know what NMSBA is and you have a company in need of research and development by potentially a research or scientist at the labs, this is an amazing opportunity. So she's going to come give her workshop. They're open for applications. You can register online. That's 11:30 at the Bioscience Center on June 29th. And then we've got our big Allerpops celebration. He did this in Los Alamos. Many of us wanted to go, but didn't make the trip up. So I hope that you'll register for that event. It's going to be held here at Pape BBQ on July 12th from 5 to 7. Please register for that one. It is a catered event. We really need a head count. It's going to be fun because not only will Cliff present the technology behind Allerpops, but Paul will be here to give a testimonial as a client. Stuart will be here to give a testimonial as an investor. So it'll be a great event. And we haven't been able to gather larger social events like that for a long time. So first one at Pape in a while. Eric, are there any other events you know of?
Yeah. That's good. That's great list.
Carrie, are there any at the city we need to talk about?
I have a.
Come up here so they can hear you online.
I have a free bin etching event that's going to be happening for not only just personal vehicles, but also company vehicles.
Free bin etching.
I will send you that.
Yeah,
information.
that'd be great.
I got sent to me yesterday to the city councilor. And we're going to start the series of small business resource fairs again in August.
Great. So they did a series of small business resource fairs, and I think they broke the city up into 4 quadrants and did them in one of each quadrant. Sounds like that'll be back in August. Anybody else have an event they want to talk about? All right. I guess unless Paul has any other ideas, we call it an early day and have more time to communicate. Eric, do you have something?
No, I don't have anything. I'm just crouching. I'm just, just
You can close us out.
You close this out so much better.
Okay. Well, this is a lot of fun. So you could see how this community connects to every entrepreneur that comes in here, whether they're giving the presentation or whether they're new and they just stopped working for the man against their will. So there's a week between now and next Wednesday. I know what I'll be doing, and some of those events lift up entrepreneurship that are not part of my company. Everybody can reach out. Every small company needs help. If you're an entrepreneur, you know how hard it is. You know something that other people don't know. Share that between now and next Wednesday. See you next Wednesday. Let's lift up entrepreneurship in New Mexico.
Yeah.